Welcome to the George FTTV YouTube channel. Today we have a team update and a quick review of the Melbourne versus Fremantle game. So we'll keep that as brief as possible. This year, reviews have been pretty brief and slightly lighter on the content this year, but we'll ramp it up as season starts. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to doing the team review, and am holding the microphone today, so just giving it a try. So the closer it is to my mouth, the clearer it comes out. So see how we go. Should be good. Round 0 starts in Thursday, I want to say. Now, apparently there is a forecast for a cyclone that game, but the AFL did say, this is John Ralph's tweet, that they are confident that the game can go ahead because they hope for a better forecast. Extreme incompetence by the AFL. Not surprising given the past few years and dealing with opening round and stuff and academy bullshit. And I won't start, but man, there's just laughable stuff, like beyond belief. But it is what it is, and move on. But I wonder if they do move that game on Thursday to round 0, do they move it to later in the week or something? We'll see what happens. It'll be interesting. So you think they have to make a call, because Geelong probably have to head up there and make plans and stuff. So you really don't want to stuff Geelong around. So we'll see what happens. We'll do a very quick review before we get into the team, the post-AAMI series team. Now, round 0 is coming, so that means the team will probably change more. Last year, I think I made 5 changes to my team after round 0, so hopefully I don't have to play with it too much. But yeah. Should we review the team first or do the game review? We'll do the game review very quickly. Jordan Clark was excellent. Does make a few bad errors. One particularly bad one today, where it's almost like a pick 6 error, where it's like a direct goal from a turnover. So happened a few times in the Indigenous game, but he looks really good. I think he's just a really well-rounded halfback flanker, and I hope he gets all Australian soon, because I really rate him very highly, and he's been a favourite of mine and a staple of my team all pre-season. Luke Ryan is Luke Ryan. You're just not sure what they do, if they change much, this chipping around and stuff. So yeah, there's a few times where he chips it in the pocket. I did see a few chips to Jordan Clark as well in the pocket, and Ryan was there too, but I think Ryan just moves it out of defence so slow, and it's frustrating, but stuff him. Caleb Sarong came off in the 4th. He'll be fine. He's in my team still. My only slight worry with Sarong, I guess, is 2. 1, tags, and 2, doesn't have a ruckman to tap. It's going to tap to him. Reedy had 1 hit out today to advantage. It was against Gorn, so that'll improve. I think round 1 he's got SDK and a few much better fixtures to open the season, so that maybe we can get away with that until Shrek is back. But O'Driscoll was good. First, I think quarter and a half, didn't touch the ball, couldn't get near it. Whatever happened is then he had like a 5-minute patch where he got the ball like 4 or 5 times and had a really good rest of the game. So yeah, for 87 DT is pretty damn good, considering he was half asleep. Didn't leave the stands until halfway through the second quarter. So shameful to admit, I did take him out at quarter time and I put him back in at 3/4 time. So I'm not sure what I was thinking. Shouldn't be touching the team during the game. But yeah, Luke Jackson was really good. This could be a decent pick. I just think it just depends on how they line up when Darcy's back. He's not a great pick with Darcy in the team for the most part. So he's a no, but he could start alright, especially if he rucks more against SDK. He looks really good this year. Murphy Reid probably sit out. Thought he was okay. I think like Erasmus Johnson sort of threatening his spot a bit, and I think the sub risk is high. So I'll sit out, but it looks good. Bit outside ball. So still playing O'Meara a bit on ball. In a practice game, is that what they run with while Young is out? I don't know, but surely you just give Erasmus a run even if there's like issues, just give him 5 games, see how he goes over O'Meara. So I don't know. Bolton had a few centre bounces. He was okay. Not for me, that pick. And yeah, Reedy, Rasmus, didn't really come on too late. And then, Liam Reedy, disaster. He came straight out. I guess it took you have to wonder, imagine if he was playing like Livingston or SDK this game and he scores like an 80 or something, and then like all of a sudden he's probably still in the team, and it takes a performance from Gawn to slaughter him for us to realise that this is what he's capable of. Like a Ruckman scoring 15, scored 29 in a game last year, so it was that bad that you'd think that they might play Jackson solo, but I guess they want to stick to their structure, and he's just sort of just there to play the role. I mean, Petrarca, on Melbourne side, Petrarca was really good. I'm not going to bring him in because I've sort of been set on a few plays now, but I wouldn't blame you if you did. It looks good. Gawn is gone. Probably want him at some stage. And then Clary is back. So, Clary had a few moments where sort of streaming at a stoppage or streaming from half forward and then like kicking a goal from 55 on the run at full flight. This is amazing to watch, so it's good to see that Clary back. So he's the lock. I dare say he could push. I wonder what he will do this year. Like, a lot of mids are injured at the moment, and he could be top 3, top 4 mid again, but we'll see what level he gets to. Easiest pick of the season, Clayton Oliver, along with Caleb Daniel and Jack McRae. Rivers disappointing. I had him in my fantasy team. I don't know what I was thinking. I shouldn't stuff around with picks like this. I owned him in fantasy last year. It drove me insane. I got rid of him pretty quickly, so I don't know what I was thinking. I thought he might have been the number 2 mid for CBAs. Like maybe Viney regresses or they phase him out a little bit. Maybe they play Petrarca a bit forward if he's a bit underdone or whatever. But no, I don't know what, like half forward, mid. Don't know. Don't trust him. He's got this low floor, and he's not the alpha in that team as long as Petrarca and Oliver are there. I think Windsor was a bit in the back line, didn't do much. Woden came on late, a few easy marks, but the game was dead. Like Sarong came off the ground and stuff, so it's whatever. But Pickett also didn't play till the 4th quarter. Maybe they're managing him, so that's that. We'll move on to the team now. Excuse me. So Sheasel and Clark, I was very happy with their game, both their games. So there was pretty much nothing that could have happened by injury for me to take these two out, or role change, but not to be. Sicily's D3. I've had Perryman and Nass over Sicily and Roberts. I just like Sicily and Roberts better. Roberts, I saw enough. Something would have to go wrong in round 0 for me not to pick him. I think they're going to play Wicks back there, so there's a lot of names. And the Blakey came off as well in the 3rd quarter, so it helped Roberts scoring. But I think Roberts has got just a natural fantasy game. He knows where to run. Sometimes sets up deep in defense and gets those switch kicks. It does call for cheap marks as well. So I think he's a solid player, good kick. So Roberts is in. I think he's my favourite of the short Perryman, Roberts, Bergman, Rivers sort of price bracket. Sicily is... This could go pear-shaped. There's an article on ESPN. If you just Google ESPN, James Sicily, says he will spend more time forward, says could start forward at times, could spend a half forward, I don't know. So my view is he's like 115, 120 in the back line. And when he's in the forward line, he's probably like 65. So it's a little bit of a risk, and I just don't feel comfortable picking anyone in this slot. If I had money for Whitfield, I probably would, but it's just 590 is just so steep, and you got to fit all these players in. You got to fit like Levi. I don't really want to drop like Pau Pepper as well. So that's that. Anyway, that's my defense. I'm fingers crossed we can run the 4 rookie structure. There is another defender rookie that I'm keeping my eye on. Luke Cleary from the Dogs, 170k. I like him. I liked him a few years ago when he played. I think he played 2 games and he got dropped, but had like a decent intercept game. Only 76 DT because he intercepts. Sorry, 76 DT in the VFL. I think they'd probably be A5 plus SC, given he intercepts and spoils and stuff. But I liked his game. So looking at the Dogs 22, I think there's a decent chance he's going to be the 7th defender. Could be sub risk as well, but we'll see. Patton and Leak. I'm not sure with Leak. Looks like he's ahead of Ralston, which is good. I assume he plays round 0, and then when Tom Green comes back, I'm not sure what happens. They're playing like a bunch of kids. Like O'Halloran's not a kid, but he's there, and Hereford something, like a long word that starts with a H. Hannaford, I can't remember, is there too. So maybe there's a few other guys that go out before Leak. We'll get a look at him in round 0. Well, that's the rest of the team. Sarong, Dawson, Rosie, Oliver, Chera. I think I've just gone value plus Sarong. Other mids I like Steele, Brayshaw, and Petrarca. This is what I've said on Dawson. Rosie's got Richmond round 2. Yeah, Oliver's Oliver. I think Chera, I've mentioned this a few times now, I've just completely caved with Chera. I didn't really want to take Perryman and Chera because of the soft tissue history. So I'm just going to take Chera. It's been done to death, his fixture. Not only that, so not only West Coast North and Richmond in the first 6, he's also got the Dogs who are missing, like Bont, Treloar. Richards will be probably underdone. It's just, the fixture is just too easy. It's who's right? They got round 2. Hawks probably not easy. Like Dogs. Collingwood as well. Like pretty old midfield outside of Nick. I guess Perryman will help them in there, but like not always been an easy team to score against in the midfield. So the fixtures, it's too good, and I think it's worth the risk with Chera. But if he goes down, I don't know. Will Ashcroft is there. I'll probably have to go to him. And then mids, like these are 5 fieldable rookies with 2 on the bench. So I don't really know if that's the right thing to do here. I guess some of them have the bye, so they'll need to go on the field. So O'Driscoll if he's getting centre bounces, he's going on the field. Sardis is going to play a heap of centre bounces, so he goes on the field. And I think Sheldrick is too, especially with no Mills and Gordon. So they go on the field. Levi's a little bit more iffy just because the squeeze in the 22, it's so tight. And they did only play Levi the other day for half a game. I think he might be a sub-risk. I don't really know. Maybe he's too good for the sub-risk, but the best 22 at the Lions is so strong, so we'll have to see. Never again, he could get high centre bounces. These guys belong on the field, and I don't know what to do. I'd have to turn one of these guys into Rankin or something. Maybe Levi gets forward status and we can throw him forward after. Now the M11 slot is sort of interesting. Probably M10, M11. Excuse me. These are extremely important calls because you don't want these to be a forced trade. So there's Boxall, there's Hasty, there's Lucas Campriali. Don't be like a guy in our Discord, Shaq, keeps putting Ben Campriali on his bench like an idiot. I think he's doing it to troll, but make sure you got the right Campriali. But there might be a few others as well, like Murphy Reed. I've got Hasty for now. I think extra year in the system and looks set off the back line. So I've got him for now. Boxall looks good. I wonder if they play Hunter Clark and that hurts Boxall. His tog as well, Boxall was pretty poor, something in the 60s. So that's a bit of a worry, but he does look good. I think Lucas Campriali, I think that's his wing role. I think it's his spot. Like he's pretty much won it over Bins. Could he be sub? I don't know. Ollie Hollands has gone down back. He might even be ahead of Doherty, as silly as that sounds. Doherty's looking his age, to be honest, but maybe he works his way into the season. So I think he's 26 touches a game in juniors, so that's pretty promising. So he's on my fantasy bench, but I just haven't. I need time to figure this out, so hopefully I'll come up with a solution. And people in Discord sort of know this stuff, so ask a few Saints supporters and Cullen supporters what they think, and we can maybe figure it out. So you really want to make the right call, because one might get dropped in round 2 and the other might make another 200k, so it's a massive call. Sherry de Koning, set and forget. I don't want to talk about anything else. I don't mind Meek, but with the bye, I can't do it, I think. So I do like him, though. Just a reminder with Sherry, 14 tackles, just absolutely annihilated Flynn. Actually, to be fair, in the Ruck contest, not so much, but around the ground he did. Tom de Koning's ceiling is too high. If Pitney comes in, we'll cross that bridge when it comes. He'll probably get to 650k. Harry Boyd, how much money we got? So we don't need Reedy. I've got Flynn. So I wonder if he's not named, maybe we find a way to get him to Archer Reed, who provides the DPP and might make a bit of cash. So that's one to keep an eye on. I just feels like Boyd plays though with. I think they've lost Sharman and Owens are injured, I think. I don't know for how long, but we'll see. In the forward line, Horn Francis, McRae, Daniel, and before we get to the F4, Garcia. I'm quite happy with Garcia's game. Didn't shoot the lights out or anything, but role was there and it was a tough game. Port played keepies off and it was a tough game for the Saints. They just got smashed pretty much, so I think Garcia will be the third mid, all going well, until Philippu's back. Now, when Sinclair's back, that might push him out a bit, but I think Sinclair's been mostly down back this year, so we'll see this preseason. Davidson, Pepper, Hall, I'm comfortable with these three. Hall didn't have his best game, but it was a tough game. The other one's Connor Stone. Not really impressed with his game, kind of worried about his job security, so I think he'll get first crack and down back he should score, not too bad. So no reason why he can't do 60s, but he's one maybe I get rid of Hasty for Stone. I have to figure that one out. Now Ben Hobbs. Nobody loves a shitty pod that's about to get dropped in the early rounds more than me in this game. There's no chance. I think every year we have Berry. I think we've had who else? I've traded in Haitley all those years ago. I wanted to start him too. Got dropped. There's always somebody. But yeah, I was impressed with this game, apart from the disposal part of it. Just provides that grunt that tackles. Sardis doesn't tackle, Hobbs does. Cordell does as well. For this to work, Parrish needs to be out for longer. They need to not play him if he is available, which I doubt, but maybe they think he's really underdone and needs to build up his fitness in the VFL. So Parrish needs to be out. We need to watch what happens with Cordwell CBAs and Durham CBAs. There is an interesting article about Sardis and Hobbs where I think Brad Scott pretty much said, we're going to fit them into our midfield mix and, see how the mix goes. And I don't know. They've had really big preseasons, both of them. So Hobbs has gotten to 450, 500k in the past, I reckon. One year he did. I remember that because I paid that for him. I think I remember Flanders was 350k and Hobbs was 450k. And I bought Hobbs, and Hobbs went back to half forward, and Flanders went absolutely ape shit. So that was the worst call ever, but let's not talk about that. I think that was before Flanders kind of broke out, and Flanders was injured during the year and stuff. But anyway, moving on. No Bailey Smith. Probably ends up in my team after round 0. But one thing I'll say is I play this game out of fear a lot. For example, Chera is just massive FOMO with the fixture. Not the type of pick I usually go for. You don't really want to be watching players and fearing please don't score big every week. Luke Ryan was absolute anti-potting those sort of players sucks. But at the same time, you got to go for stuff, I think, in this game. And if you play too safe or too passive at times, I play aggressive and passive, but sometimes you go into your shell a bit. If I feel like I have a bad week, I start playing a bit safe, and then what happens every year I end up between 300 and 2,000, because that's pretty much where all my ranks have been, roughly in that area. So in 7 years of playing, and that is because I try and protect the rank a bit rather than go for stuff. So maybe we make a play and maybe Bailey Smith plays a bit more wing or something, and we pick Ben Hobbs over him, save that 140k. Now, don't get me wrong, Hobbs could go pear-shaped, he could get subs or whatever. But I think we just back him in to go well. I think he had a 120 DT game, so there's not many forwards can do that. Did get 70+% CBAs, but yeah, cause sort of what I'm saying is can't always play like pussy in this game. So that's something we'll go for, and it's something we have to commit to with Hobbs. So, or no Bailey Smith. It's certainly like you can't bring him in. If I trade him and he goes really well, even if he's going to rise in price, like he's got a buy, we can't bring him in. If it looks like we really need to bring him in, we can do it after his buy. That's if he's getting like high center bounces, but that's just contradicted what I've just said. We have got to let it go. We got a death ride. We made the decision to anti-pod, so we'll see what happens. I'm very tempted to anti-pod. So the players I'm sort of worried about not owning, like I'm not really worried about most of the mids. I guess I'm kind of worried about Nick Dacos, but he does have the buy. So Isaac Rankin, I don't have. I'd love to fit him in. If we get Cleary, and this is really pushing your luck in down back, I guess let's get rid of Hall for now. We could go Rankin, because Rankin's got North round 3 and St Kilda round 1. St Kilda depleted. North are North. I can't even afford that. I'd have to get rid of Pout Pepper. What I was going to do is get rid of Pout Pepper for Cleary and put Rankin in for Sicily. No buy as well. So that's something I wouldn't mind doing. That's really pushing your luck with defender rookies. Like, it only takes Zachary to get injured or Patton to get dropped or whatever. I don't know, Leak to get subbed, and then all of a sudden we're in deep shit and end up like last year. You got to grab someone. I think it was 1 week I was facing 3 or 4 donuts, and then grabbed Windhager, and yeah, shit hit the fan. Then I brought in Whitfield and didn't bring in Ryan, and that kind of period really stuffed my season, because I had a good start, but that pretty much startled a lot of potential and sort of ran out of trades to get the 23rd that I wanted, but ended up getting Philippou 200k 23rd. So you just got to think it through. So so worried about not owning Dacos and Rankin, but how do I get out of this bloody mode? I'm hella zoomed in. So look, that's what the team looks like. We'll do one more team reveal later after round 0, but we'll see. But yeah, thanks for watching. I didn't really speak about Pout Pepper, did I? So Pout Pepper has Richmond and St Kilda in the first 4 weeks, so that's kind of why I've got him. And things like got good job security too, so we like that. Anyway, that's it from me. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys, I don't know, another time.